Welcome back to No Hair, All Heart. I'm your host and author, Mookie Spitz, reading from Jonnie Fazoolie and the Transfinite Reality Engine. We are on section 26 in episode 3, page 168 of the first edition paperback. Quick commercial interruption. I've been getting some feedback on these daily pod readings, these mini audiobooks, and people seem to like it. They deem me at the least competent at reading my own content and look forward to more. And I've looked into creating an audiobook, an official Audible iTunes audiobook of the new novel. And my delightful niece, Lou, who did the cover, has made a squared off cover for the audiobook. So that's a sign from the universe that I need to record the audiobook. I'll be doing it over the next week or so. I think I'll take a similarly crazy immersive tack as I did to finally finish the novel itself, where I just basically went bonkers for almost 2 months, working constantly to get it done. And I think that'll work here too, if I lock myself in my little studio bedroom here, get a good microphone, use the same software I am now for recording these podcasts, enabling some editing as needed, and record the whole book. Now, I know I'm doing these daily excerpts, if you will, section by section through the book. I'll continue doing those to keep the pace and keep the teases going out there. But I think a well done, fully immersive audiobook recording and then experience for anyone who wants it is in the cards. So I'll play that hand, get it done as soon as I can. I will keep you posted. I want to thank you for listening. And once that audiobook is available, I'll share the link and you could consume the Fazoolie in its entirety, episode by episode, at your leisure. These daily readings also give me a little practice, so I can maybe work on my accents if I dare and get into the overall rhythm. And let's see what happens. For now, though, Jonnie has decided to crawl back onto the wagon as he is now stoned cold sober. An average person again, he imagines a sedate alternative life. Getting married to Penny Pitz. He wonders if she'll hyphenate her name to Penny Fazoolie Pitz and hopes it's Penny Fazoolitz. She wakes up Sunday mornings before he has a chance to bang her. Penny adroit at circumventing another lay by percolating coffee, chilling on the couch, and beating him at New York Times crossword puzzles. Even though they are madly in love, they squabble over bullshit, especially sex. Jonnie wants her all the time, but Penny feels she needs to hold back, especially since he's horny and obnoxious. Jonnie wants her to want him with more sizzle. Like all lovers, he loves a challenge, but only to a point. Good girls go to heaven and bad girls everywhere else. Where's Penny gone? Survey says to a place of maximum security and comfort, now that she has him all to herself. Competition eliminated, nothing to prove or reclaim. She keeps him unfucked and better focused. Naively assuming that Penny will warm into his insatiable sexual demands, ravenous drug addictions, unkempt living spaces, foul breath, and noisome body odors, Jonnie romanticizes their union. Unfazed by the numerous and obvious early warning signs, unconsciously forcing himself into a life he thinks he needs to endure, but should by now know better, he goes for it. Waxing sentimental, Fazoolie shops exotic gems for a wedding ring. He chooses rare, lustrous purple diamonds. Before he gets the chance to add tanzanite and purple sapphire stones, an ad from Phobes pops on his social media feed. Penny's Thrillionaire Under 30 list is live! Hashtag OMG. Speaking of the devil, or at least fantasizing about being with her, the instant synergy between his imagination and reality superstitiously confirms his ridiculous desire to settle down. Until, guess who's not on her list? Rejection hits him like a petabyte of mean YouTube comments, a Googleplex times worse. Criticisms are still attention, but deletion is less than zero. What's even worse than not being on Penny's Thrillionaire list is seeing who is on it. Social influencer circles are small, incestuous, and foul. Irate Jonnie IMs at the real Penny Pitz. Hi, forget somebody? Penny has since physically recovered from the taxi wreck and its bizarre aftermath. Her neurologist diagnosed minor brain trauma that caused her to see things, then black out. Scary. After that strange, shock induced dream with the little girl and traumatic immersion in frigid darkness, the next thing Penny remembered was being shaken awake in an unfamiliar cube. You okay? Her subordinate asked, arm around her shoulder. Jealousy! Exclaimed Penny, lurched wide awake. Huh? Wondered Whizlers, handing her a bottle of water. Oh, sighed Penny, a hand over her mouth, the other taking the cup, her body wriggling to get his arm off her shoulder and succeeding. She sipped, then gulped the whole bottle down. We knew you were working really hard, but not that hard. Thanks, she nodded, pulling herself together. How did she get here? Here being at the Phelps, New Jersey office and in Whistler's Cube? Evident by the Minecraft posters? Not hers? Working 24/7 on our Thrillionaire stuff must have tired you out, said Whizlers, thinking himself supportive while actually creeping her out with his Manosphere Red pill office maxing. Penny tried to piece her life together from her disastrous interview with Jonnie Fazoolie to the car accident and weird dream to here, cringing out with her team member in his girl. You need some cocaine, suggested her favorite analyst, approaching from the open office door with several of his colleagues from Incel Ops and a slew of other FOBS staff. Happy birthday, Justin! They all shouted and sang, toasting coffee cups and water bottles. We're not leaving until you tell another joke and Penny dances. Any resolutions this year? Let's keep doing what we're doing, toasted Whistler's back, awkwardly waving to the group, his eyes leering at Penny, and looking forward to doing some cool shit for the show in Vegas. Felt Penny, greatly relieved to be woken up, but freaked out that she woke up here, and this odd situation being the only thing she remembered since the dream. But she was okay. Hi. Forget somebody came in the text. Now she's even better. Jonnie Fazoolie texting, this is going to be good. Self-conscious about responding here, even via text. She gets up, straightens herself up, but then drops her phone. After that strange, shock-induced dream with the little girl and traumatic immersion in frigid darkness, the next thing Penny remembered was being shaken awake by JJJ at Madam XY. You okay? Her boss asked, arm around her shoulder. Jealousy! Exclaimed Penny, lurching wide awake. Huh? Wondered JJJ, handing her a glass of soda water. Oh, sighed Penny, a hand over her mouth, the other taking the glass, her body wriggling to get his arm off her shoulder, and succeeding. She sipped, then gulped the carbonated water right down. I knew they had strong chocolate martinis, but not that strong. Thanks, she nodded, pulling herself together. How did she get here? Here being this old school but still trending Greenwich Village nightclub known to be his hangout and not hers. I'll assume working 24/7 on your Thrillionaire stuff has tired you out, smiled JJJ, thinking himself supportive while actually boosting his douchery in droves by talking about work again. Penny tried to piece her life together from her disastrous interview with Jonnie Fazoolie to the car accident and weird dream to here, cringing out with her boss on a date? Girl, you need some cocaine, suggested her favorite analyst, returning from the quaint dance floor with several of his colleagues from Incel Ops and a slew of other Phobes staff. Happy birthday, JJJ, they all shouted and sang, toasting, clinking glasses and bottles. We're not leaving until you do another shot and Penny dances. Any resolutions this year? Just keep doing what you're doing, toasted JJ back, sweeping his hand across the group, his eyes settling on Penny. And most looking forward to rolling out the new Tut show in Vegas. Phew, felt Penny, great relieved her date was actually a company party, and freaked out that this company party was the only thing she remembered since her dream. But she was okay. Hi, forget somebody, came in the text. Now she's even better. Jonnie Fazoolie texting, this is going to be good. Self-conscious about responding here even via text, she gets up, straightens herself up, but drops her phone. After that strange, shock-induced dream with the little girl in traumatic immersion in frigid darkness, the next thing Penny remembers is being woken up by her alarm clock at home. Jealousy, exclaims Penny, lurching wide awake. Where was she? What time is it? What's going on? Oh, sighs Penny, a hand over her mouth, the other taking a glass of water off her bedside table and gulping the whole thing down. She's had nightmares before, but never as vivid as these. She sits up, pulling herself together. How did she get here, here being her comfy bed at home? She assumes working 24/7 on her Thrillionaire stuff has wiped her out, knows she overdoes it. Dreaming about waking up in Whistler's office makes her want to barf. So does going on a date with JJJ. Her unconscious seems to have given her a reprieve, but what's she telling herself? Penny tries to piece together her life from her disastrous interview with Jonnie Fazoolie to the car accident and weird dreams to feeling she's not in complete control. But she's okay. Hi, forget somebody? Comes in a text. Now she's even better. Penny. Oh, yeah. Dr. Disrespect Lil McKella. Jonnie. You shitting me? Penny. Good idea to include them. Thanks. Jonnie. Disresp? Souza? Penny. How you doing, by the way? Jonnie. A gamer? A bot? Penny. Glad you haven't died in a stunt or gone bankrupt. Jonnie, you're picking total losers. Penny, there is still time. Jonnie, why you do me like this? Penny, you can apply next year. Jonnie, I didn't apply this year. Penny, gotta go. TTYL. Jonnie, I'm going to talk to you now. He's furious, outraged. Her rejection amortizes into raw ambition. Betrayed, he dives back into his own worst habits, of which he has so many. Revenge is best served digitally. Refocusing his energies on upstaging her, about 5 seconds later, Jonnie refocuses on harassing her by taking himself up on his empty declaration of calling her and getting voicemail. Hi there! You've reached Penny Pitz, brand ambassador of the Forbes Thrillionaire Under 30 list. Leave me a message, and if I ever check my voicemail, I'll get back to you. Beep! That voice! Fazoolie contains his own opposites, but so does Penny. Driven but kind, cynical yet caring, professional while being sexy as all get out. Jonnie falls in lust all over again. Jonnie Fazoolie renews his focus on Penny Pitz. He lets it rip, smooth as a jackhammer in a Romanian orphanage. I want to go to the dirtiest part of your body first, he texts. At least, no emoji. Penny welcomes his thoughtful missive with the enthusiasm of receiving a dick pic and reacts by blocking Fazoolie across all her streams, hoping to get this asshole out of her life for good. The hallucination she can handle, not the humiliation. Fazoolie is a fool. His interview was a failure. Yet he can't stop, won't stop. Relentlessness devoid of discernible purpose. Crazy. What annoys her more than his persistence is his continued hold on her. He even made her do things in public for the first and last time. Neither took the many hints, then or now. Far as Penny's concerned, which she boasts to herself she's not, this guy can go ahead and rage out. She feels fine about it. Her baseline is making people feel good, but she has stretch goals. Jonnie reminds her in ways of her own incel ops crew, especially the Whizzlers types, slightly younger Manosphere black pill refugees of PUA sites who blame women for all of their failures. The big difference, though, is Fazoolie is utterly devoid of any agenda or ideology, instead acting on lack of impulse control alone. He also keeps trying despite getting in his own way. But he still doesn't listen, still doesn't connect. Pulling herself together, she showers, looks maxes, and turns herself into the femoid, roasty, Stacy, feminazi, hypergamous vixen that they crave. A master of sublimation, Penny channels all of her anger, disappointment, and lingering humiliation into unleashing a full Thrillionaire experience. Unabashedly #winning without him. Leaving him off her list was obvious, putting him into a state of remorse, jealousy, and #FOMO by throwing the greatest award gala ever in Vegas is her next, even more satisfying taunt. More tomorrow. Stay tuned for the audible version of the whole damn book. And thanks again for listening. And I am also consolidating all of these section reads into blog posts on Medium. one episode, one blog post, links to the audio on the podcast series, complete with little summaries of each section for your listening and reading convenience.